So here is the ideal variety of field to find a certain little mushroom, which well, the last time I spoke about this certain little mushroom, my video was taken down and I had a strike, and so I am not sure that I can even say it. But I came a week ago and there was absolutely no fungi at all, but now since the rains then there's lots of fungi, but I haven't found any of the let's say Liberty Caps, right? Let's say Liberty Caps. I think that one will slip through the algorithm maybe, but there are quite a lot of other fungi which are very interesting. They're very interesting, very sticky they are. And these brown ones, let's have a look at the gills on that one. Yeah, quite an interesting mushroom. Let's have a look at that one. Oh, very slimy, very slimy. What's the white gills on that one? Over here, more of a similar variety. Are these ones the same? Yeah, they're pretty. Oh no, they're different. They're brown gills, but pretty sticky again. So, yeah, lots of fungi. Very slimy stem. And grey gills. Yeah. I think it's a little bit too early for our little pointed friends. Pointed-headed friends, because they like it to be colder generally, and there's different varieties. Kind of like a nice mauvey gill on that one. So the reason why this is such a good field is because it hasn't been ploughed forever since I've been around this vicinity. It's always been a private horse pasture, and of course our particular mushrooms, they do like a longer grass because they like it to be very moist, but when the grass is very long, of course you can't find them. And so you need a field which is kept down by sheep, horses or cows. To be quite frank, the two major fields I've ever found them in copious amounts have been horse pastures, not cow pastures, people, or sheep pastures to be quite clear on that. So what it appears to have copious amounts of fungi, you need to have, let's have a look here. You need to have a field that hasn't been turned over, and probably a field that hasn't had fertilizer. So when fields have been ploughed and used for crops, then of course they've been fertilized, and they've had the nutrients extracted out of them, and I think they've had the spirit taken out. I think that's got a lot to do with it, people. when a piece of land has been farmed, it's actually had the spirit extracted from it over years and years, and that's why they have to put fertilizer in, and then they spray the crops with all different sorts of pesticides, everything like that, so it poisons the ground and it makes it barren. But these lands are natural to Gaia. That's the thing about it, with natural grazing animals. And unturned soil that's been layered over year after year after year with manure, and so those sort of are the attributes of fields which you're going to find lots of variety of fungi in. Usually small fungi. I've never found any big fungi in these fields. That's curious in itself. You would have thought you would have got like puffballs and parasols and field mushrooms, but I've never found any of those in here. Just these smaller, nondescript and not very interesting mushrooms. October's the time. Certainly October's the time. Let's have a little look down this little group in here, and you see, you know, we've got at least 2 varieties going on here, but let me have a look at the gills. They're gone over. They're very broad spread gills. What about this one here? Yeah, that's a broad spread gill. Let me have a look at that one. Yeah, look at that one, very much so. And going over, so in the space of a week where there was nothing, then you've got quite a lot of mushrooms which are actually going over now. So they pop up on the first day's rain, and then within a few days their life is over. Now, under normal circumstances, when the time is right, I will find our pointed-headed little friends all over the place. They're not like, you know, absolutely everywhere, because that would take the excitement away. You have to look for them, and you know, I could scout around the whole field and I could bag, let's say, I don't know, 150 or 200 in one day, and then I'd have to wait a few days before I came back again to harvest some more. But yeah, it's exciting in that fungi season has now begun, and we're starting to find. Now look at here. We've got you know, all this horse shit here, and this variety of mushroom growing among them. Let me turn the lens around, make sure I've got yeah. And so now the thing is, you see, the mushrooms we're looking for have a nipple on them. Now these have a pronounced nipple on them, just like the ones we're looking for, but they don't have lots of the other attributes. And so, you know, we have to be very, very careful. We have to make sure that we take into consideration all of the attributes on any of these mushrooms, because lots of mushrooms will have similar sort of attributes. Like lots of people could, because that's the right colour, it's got the nipple on top, the stalk is kind of reasonably robust, but the gills are too widely spread and it's not the right shape. It should be bell shaped. It needs to be more like a tit, you know. And it needs to curve back under, usually with the young ones, but when they get older then they become like umbrellas. So again, I'm looking forward to finding some and taking you through the whole process of identification. But today is just showing you the variety of field. And it's always been the case whereby you've got briar, you've got stinging nettles, and the horses are not here today. I don't know why. Now, last year I came to this field and I was mortified because there were no horses in it. The field was up for sale, and so the previous owners obviously took the horses somewhere else, and the grass was 3 feet long and it was all lying down, you know, like matted hair, and there wasn't a single pointy head in sight. And I'm like, damn, what have you done to my field? But then I noticed in the summertime the horses were back, and they very quickly took the grass down from 3 feet down to what it is now. And so we're ready to go, people. I'll just keep showing you a few of the variety of mushroom that we have around here. So at this moment in time there seems to be about 3 different varieties. Now this is the sort of grass ideally they like to be in, which is you know, pretty long. You'll find them in all these regions. They like it where it's very, very moist, soaking wet to be fair, they like it. And so this is how you'll find them also in little groups like this. Oh, loving the horse shit, yeah? Hey, what do we have here? Oh my goodness. Just as I was saying, I've never found any big mushrooms, and that almost been broken off. Now, this looks like a beautiful edible field mushroom. Yep, for sure. Couldn't say which one it is at this moment in time. I'm going to scratch it a little bit to see if it's a yellow stainer. Doesn't look like it is. No, so it's one of the field mushrooms. It's an edible. So wow, look how pristine that is. Beautiful. Just caught it, just a little bit of a slug damage there on the stipe and underneath, but I'm sure that's going to be an edible morsel. So I'll come back for that one. Well, I've got my hands free. What do we have here? Oh, this is kind of a thick-stemmed one. I wonder what that one is. That's interesting. I think I'll take that one for identification purposes as well. I'll put that one down here with those, and I've just seen some more over here, and I think they are, unless they're pebbles. Okay, a few pebbles, but one mushroom. Now then, this one looks interesting. He's got a feathered cap. Well, what are you with a feathered cap like that? It's not really a characteristic of a field mushroom. But you know, they come in many varieties, and so I won't discount it. Now, quite excited about these finds now, so I'll continue to have a little bit of a look around this region, see if we can find anything in the longer grass. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, what be this, baby? What be this little sweetheart? Is that it's got a thick stipe on it? Is that well, I mean, goodness me, I'm out of touch, but some of you will be crying out what that is at this moment in time. So that's a very nice find. Look at what we're doing today, people. Look at what we're doing. We're doing great, aren't we? Right, well, I'm certainly gonna take those back. They are beautiful mushrooms. I don't like to compromise them in any shape or form. This is why when people go out looking for fungi, they take baskets, because even in a polythene bag they'll be compromised. And so we've got another big one up here, and we've got something else going on down there. We've got that nice little grouping there. I'm just looking at these flowers. Something still flowering. Look at those. But what caught my eye, this one, but these, oh boy. Alrighty then, now we're talking. Now we are talking. Yes. Now it kind of like, it looks a little bit like a brown roll round. But then it looks like another variety which I can't call to mind at this moment in time. But very nice. So I was taking that one and one more. It's always very useful to take different sizes of the growth because they change so much. So we're doing well, aren't we? We're doing very well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera off now, because this video has been reasonably long. I'm going to bag these up, and then I'm going to scout around the whole place to see what else I find, gather them up and then present them to you. Now you've seen the variety of fields that you're finding all this stuff in. So this is quite exciting because, like I said, I've never found big mushrooms in here before. So, cool.